Today on Podcast Them Down, we're going to tell you why everything sucks. Welcome to Podcast Them Down. I'm Tim Regan from U.S. power metal band Burning Shadows, Fade to Black Metallica tribute, Dual-Violin folk metal band ISENMOR, and recently vacated Graves true zombie metal. Be sure to subscribe, like, or follow. And now, on with the show. I'm joined once again by my compatriot, my constant band member.
For basically everything.
Yeah, you got to join a few more projects. Actually, if you want a gig running the lighting for Fade to Black, we'll pay you not much.
Perfect.
Anyway,
right.
You go ahead. Well, I drink the sucky beer.
Okay, excellent. I'd like to begin this episode talking about a band that has my favorite sort of casual murderer, Randy Blythe, in it. So a long time ago, I was trying to find new music, and I'm a big Devin Townsend fanboy, right? To the point where in college, I'm pretty sure Tim made fun of me numerous times for liking Devin Townsend.
I'm sure I made fun of you for many things.
Yeah, this is true.
Not the least of which was Devin Townsend. He has a song called Clouds or something, doesn't he? Isn't that the whole...
Probably.
Yeah.
Cloudbender. Something like that. All right, so Devin Townsend occasionally will produce an album, and he has come out, or at least at the time he had come out and stated that I will only produce albums if I think you've got something to bring to the table. Like, it's got to be something, magnificent. It's got to be something special. So he produces Lamb of God's first album, which was called Something Stupid.
Check out our album. It's called Something Stupid.
Okay, I'll look that up.
No, I got it. You ramble.
It's New American Gospel is what it is. I think that's what it was. Anyway.
I think that's the one. My friend, my friend tried to have me borrow in high school. He's like, hey, I think you'd like this album. And I go, no, I've heard it. I don't like it. And he goes, yeah, me neither. That's why I was trying to get rid of it. He also always called them Lamb of God.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It wasn't New American Gospel, but it was As the Palaces Burn. That's what Devin Townsend was involved in. So because I had heard that Devin Townsend was involved, I was like, let me give these guys a shot. If Devin Townsend says that they're going to be pretty spectacular, then I should give it a shot. And I try it, and the worst thing about it is that it's boring as shit. It's mediocre. I don't hate it. It's just extremely benign and mild, and it's, you can put it on in the background and then forget that it's on, that sort of thing. So
are you saying? I think All Music agrees with you because they gave it a 3 out of 5.
That seems a little high.
Okay, well maybe shit! Blabbermouth gave it 8 out of 10. How about that?
No, this was a critically acclaimed album to be like.
Entertainment Weekly gave it a B.
So I find this album to be.
Am I looking at the right one?
Maybe, who knows?
Yes, I am. Double checked. Yeah, good to go.
So I find this album to be like extraordinarily inoffensive. Bland, mild, boring. I forget about them. So months, years later, Lamb of God starts rising in popularity. So they're getting really, really popular. So I'm like, maybe I should give it another shot. I listened to the wrong songs or something. So listen to it again. Again, it's bland and mild.
I think the next album, Ashes of the Wake, I'm looking at the cover. and I'm pretty sure we had that at the radio station I worked at. And it may or may not have been one of the. It was a college radio station. I should add. It was our college's radio station. That might be one of the CDs that they're going to find when they tear down the walls. Because we had an engineer who, I forget the circumstances, but basically he punched a hole in the wall, and that hole in the drywall was where I stuck all the CDs I didn't like. So they're gonna find it. They're gonna find those CDs one day.
That's spectacular. That seems well deserving.
It's gonna be a time capsule of crap, basically.
So, all right, try them again. Inoffensive, but at this point, I'm starting to get kind of frustrated because it's like, what do people see in this that I'm missing?
Right?
Like why am I? Why does everybody say that this is so awesome? This is the best thing ever. And all right, just differences of opinion.
And they're getting better because Entertainment Weekly gave the second album a B+.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, the imperceptible, the imperceptibility between the B and the B+. Okay, so months, years, whatever, listen to them again. But now they're like headlining Ozfest and shit. You know what I mean? So now they're huge. Listen to them again. Again, it's bland and mediocre. However, at this point, I start hating them because I can't understand what anybody sees in them. So it's not that they're bad. It's that they're not bad. It's not even just like, oh, I just don't like that sort of metal. It's just like, I nominally do, I guess, but it's just boring as shit.
Send your hate mails to actually send them to the podcast.
Yeah, and we'll read them on air. So I've started dubbing this the Lamb of God effect. It's when you start to hate something not because you think it's bad, but because the hype around it is so opposed to your own experience, where it's just like
that's what happened with the Blair Witch Project, I think. Yeah, I've dated myself.
No, but it's the same. It's like everybody's talking it up. You go to look at it, it's like,
okay.
Really?
Okay. I enjoyed that movie, but it wasn't the greatest thing to ever be on a screen. I mean, it was funny when he kicked that fucker into the creek, but come on.
So so that's the story of why I hate Lamb of God, and why every time I think about something that is so mediocre that its popularity defies explanation.
Well, I remember you and I saw Lamb of God.
It was a tragedy.
I believe that's when we went to get our $6 hot dogs, right?
Yeah. So okay, that show pissed me off a lot because all right, that show was Cannibal Corpse, Amon Amarth, Lamb of God, and Slayer.
Well, half a Slayer.
Yeah. But that show, the order of the bands was totally correct, except Lamb of God and Cannibal Corpse should have been flipped.
I agree, but I did high five. High five. I sound like the European guys from from Family Guy. I high fived them. Corpse Grinder, because he was just walking around during Lamb of God, actually, and we weren't really paying attention.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's I think he's from Maryland.
He's from Balmer, hon. Dude, that's why. That's why they talk about crabs, and that's why they talk about the hammer smash face. That's actually about a crab, hon.
Dude, I saw them live a long time ago, and I guess his family was there at the auto bar. So Corpse Grinder's folks were present, and I just recall them saying like, I was kind of eavesdropping because I was alone, and I was like, wow, you never guess he's in a band like this. He's such a big teddy bear. And Cannibal Corpse has a song called "Fucked with a Knife," which, as you can imagine, is not a particularly nice song lyrically. But they play that song, and one woman, who I presume to be his mother, but I don't really know, she goes, "God damn it! I told him not to play this fucking song." And then I was close enough that I was like, well, he didn't write it. It was before he was in the band. And she's like, "Oh, I know." And I was like, me and Corpse Grinder just used the same excuse to his mother as to why she shouldn't be mad.
I'm looking up Cannibal Corpse song titles to see how they sound in the Balmer accent. So for our worldwide listeners, there's a Balmer accent, and you don't hear it much. If you ever watch The Wire, it's on The Wire. If you ever talk about Cal Ripken, the greatest baseball player that ever lived and ever is alive, that's you got to talk about Cal with your Balmer accent. Some of these song titles work really good in Balmer. Priests of Sodom, Necropedophile, Meat Hook Sodomy, Scourge of Arn. Make them suffer, hon. Don't go on a murderous rampage.
I just need your "I come blood" in that accent.
I come blood, hon.
God.
Oh, if only Corpse Grinder had the accent he should. He's forsaken his people, hon. I think you should follow the blood.
It's much gentler.
That's right.
Isn't that,
that's right.
Isn't that,
it is more gentler.
Is the band Pentagram from Maryland?
From
Alexandria.
If your skin, if you went from skin to liquid, you'd have to call an ambulance. Pentagram? I remember Pentagram.
Yeah, dude, I saw them. I guess this isn't really saying how things suck. I saw them at Death Fest one year, and the singer Bobby Liebling, he is incomprehensible.
Well, they're from Alexandria, hon. Damn, from Balmer.
Dude, they'd play a song, and then in between, he would say something, and it was. You ever been in a situation where you're with a group of random people and you start looking to each other for support?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
What the fuck is happening?
Nobody knows each other, but you're just sitting there like, does anybody? It's not just me, right? So the whole crowd is just like, what the fuck is he saying? I don't know if he was fucked up on horse tranquilizers or what was going on.
Oh yeah, doesn't he have all sorts of? This is pure speculation. Don't at me if I'm way off base. But I thought he had all sorts of issues. Oh, there's a great picture of him I just found where he looks like the Crypt Keeper. This might be our picture actually. I'm gonna go ahead and save that.
I can tell you that the singer, Bobby Liebling, was in fact arrested and arraigned on charges of first-degree assault and vulnerable adult abuse with physical injury.
Oh, well, that's not
so. Good. No, he doesn't sound like the greatest guy.
Podcast Him Down does not promote violation of the law.
No, I can't. Sorry.
He doesn't think that cat doesn't think anything sucks. This is a good reason to watch this on the YouTubes.
Yeah, you get actually. Let's see.
Oh, got any more?
Let's see.
Nope, that's a no.
Tragedy.
Oh, I heard it.
All right. So, another thing. So Stoner Doom, if you know me, you know that I really despise Stoner Doom. And the reason that I despise stoner doom is that I like funeral doom. So you'll tell people that you like doom, and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, listen to Sleep." And then an hour later, you're really upset because you listened to a single Sleep song that consisted of about a combination of 5 different notes, and you were bored out of your fucking mind. One of my favorite things to mention is that the two bands, the most bored I've ever been is when I walked out on Sleep when I saw them live. And the reason I like to say that is that seeing Sleep live, I think, is somewhat of a rare occurrence. And I just like to make sure that I have that little dig in about how I've seen them and hate them. Along with Electric Wizard, I would have walked out on Electric Wizard, but I was holding onto my friend's wallet.
It seems to me that you know stoner doom. They all try very hard to sound like the not good Black Sabbath albums, the not good Black Sabbath Ozzy albums. You know, there are plenty of not good Black Sabbath albums, but I'm specifically referring to the ones that no one knows any of the songs off of.
It's not the interesting thing though is like it occasionally dovetails with something that I enjoy. Like there are variants of it that I like. Would Pallbearer count?
Okay, Sleep has I looked it up. Sleep has played Baltimore twice. So which twice ever? So was it the 2013 at Maryland Death Fest 11, or was it June 8th, 2019?
It would be Death Fest.
You walked out.
Yeah. I honestly I was like, it sounds like they're playing one note on their albums all the time.
They have
that
a song
can't really
called
be what it is.
Antarcticans Thawed.
Dude, fucking Sleep. Like as far as I can tell, I haven't really dug that close into the lyrics. So maybe I'm inventing all this. But if you listen to the lyrics of Dope Smoker, which is an hour long, and Tim knows that
Which
I really
they play.
enjoy. Yeah, I have no doubt.
But
Tim knows
you
that
definitely left before.
I hope to God I did. They have this. They use the word Weedian, which I guess is like a type of person or like a species. But it's so kind of okay. Here we go. It's like this robed figure. I guess this is a Weedian. Yeah, Weedian.com is their official website apparently. And if you go there now, you can see that they have blessed us all by going on hiatus, which is very nice of them. I think. I'm very happy that they've done this for me. It was one of the nicest things anybody has ever done. But I glean from Sleep that there is like a whole mythos surrounding this Weedian people, and the concept of having a like bong fueled, fantastical setting or it blows my mind. I don't get it.
What if like it turned you into like a Weedian and fucking and then I mean then, you know then you throw some Balmer in there and all the Balmer fans are going, oh, I don't get what this song is about. Something about dope.
Oh, okay. I'm reading from Astral Noise UK. Though it seems batshit to us now, you can almost understand London Records horror when the band delivered to them a single 63-minute track with a vague sci-fi concept about Weedians making a pilgrimage to Nazareth with endless bongs strapped like hydration packs to their backs. My favorite line ever delivered about stoner doom, or I guess just doom in general, was by a friend of ours, Evan, who said, "I don't understand why people want to play Doom. Why not just practice instead?"
Oh, that's good.
It was a good line. Such a good line.
So one band I don't get, this is gonna piss you off, and I'm hoping you'll return the favor. Is Arion. I've tried to get into Arion, but I just can't. So Arion he's this guy. Is one guy, and he hires every vocalist you can think of. Name a vocalist. They've been on a metal vocalist. They've been on an album. And he has them sing the stupidest lyrics. And so all the albums are these way too long concept albums. So think of The Astonishing by Dream Theater. All right. Now, instead of James LaBrie, it's James LaBrie and Tommy Karavik and Michael Ackerfeld and Russell Allen and Floor Jansen. And so it sounds like a great idea. So as a result, I have plenty of Arion albums. Every time I listen to them, I just get mad because they start going like, it's one of those things where they're very expository. They just, I am mad at this character for this reason. It's just like very, very dumb. It's like the Marvel movies where they have to explain everything to you repeatedly so that you understand what's happening. So I guess my problem is it looks so good on paper. And then every time I listen to it, I'm just like, why?
The lyrics are pretty bizarre.
Well, I don't know if we've established on this show, but I know you don't care about lyrics. So
I mostly don't, but it sort of depends. If I'm listening to like Porn Grind, like fucking Anal Blast, I really don't care what they're saying. It's awful. Whatever it is going to be terrible. I don't want to know. But there are times when it like cuts through. You're like, ugh. All right.
Well, so that's the other side of this. Is they're beating you over the head with the story, but I haven't been able to listen to it long enough to get the story, and that's the other frustrating thing about them. And I'm worried I'm gonna buy more Arion albums because it's just like Megadeth. Every time Megadeth puts out an album, everyone goes, "Oh, it's so much better than the last one. The last one wasn't very good, but this one is really fucking good." They really got their stuff together, and the songs are so good, and it's like a return to form. And then I'm like, okay, so I buy it, and it sucks, every time, and it has sucked every time since the system has failed. In my opinion, that's the last good Megadeth album, and it wasn't even supposed to be a Megadeth album. So I guess Megadeth sucks. So
I have walked out on Megadeth. I've walked out on Megadeth.
So have I. I walked out. Oh, maybe I can't say. Okay, let me give the year. In 2003 or 4, I walked out on Megadeth to meet Iced Earth. This is long before certain incidents.
Yes.
No. It was before 2003 because Matt Barlow was there. So it must have been 2001 or 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I walked out on Megadeth so I could go talk to Iced Earth.
No, all right. Arion, I love them. Like, they are silly and ridiculous. They don't quite evoke the same joy that I get out of listening to Freedom Call, which is just like pure cheese.
That's another band I don't like. Again, on paper, Freedom Call looks like I should love them, and then I listen to it and I'm just like, stop it. Just stop it. All right, go ahead.
Freedom Call has entirely embraced the fact that they sound ridiculous at this point.
But I will give them credit. I'm sorry to keep derailing you,
No,
but I will give them credit that they went in cheese in the direction that Glory Hammer didn't. Because Glory Hammer, I fucking hate the whole aesthetic. Like, it could be so good if they weren't trying to be so goofy. And that now, as of the time we're recording this, they're embroiled in a kerfuffle. To use the parlance of our times, and
yeah. What the hip kids are saying.
yeah, so this might have escalated or diminished by the time this episode comes out, but I hate Glory Hammer's execution, and it could have been so good, but they fucked it up by being too goofy. Freedom Call went all cheese but not goofy, but I still don't like it.
They have a song called Happy Metal Party.
Okay, okay, so maybe I'm incorrect. You know, Halloween had a song called Heavy Metal Hamsters, and I will never forgive them for that, because that fucking album fucking sucks. Fucking Halloween, what the fuck are you doing? I'm glad they got their stuff together and put out Halloween with Michael Kiske. Anyway, you were talking about something that sucked?
Oh, yeah, no. All right, I'm actually going to backpedal slightly. Arion. I love them. I have gone to see them live. Like, I love them enough that I was willing to travel to another country to see them.
What country? What country?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands suck. No, I'm kidding. I was trying to hit the everything sucks.
Right.
I mean, the Dutch.
We
have Dutch listeners. Hi, hello, Dutch listeners. You guys do not suck.
Heart Dutch. Yeah. If you're not watching,
all right, yeah, go to
go to
youtube.nl, I guess. so you can watch the hearts.
All right. So I love the instrumentation. I love the songwriting of Arion. The lyrics do not, like, if you try to break down the stories, if you listen to the story at like a 10,000 foot view, it's fine. If you start trying to reason it out, it's like, yeah, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't really fucking get this. Like, and there's an overarching concept between most of the Arion albums called where it surrounds this race called the Forever, and the story as it is now goes from like, oh, just bear with me.
I don't know if I want to.
It goes from like the destruction of the Forever to them becoming immortal to like how they interacted with the modern human race to the demise of the human race. Like, so that's the overarching concept. But you can very much tell that this was not the case when you listen to these albums in the order that they were released, because there are things that are asserted to be intentional in later albums that were clearly not supposed to be intentional on earlier albums. You know, so it was like, this was part of their plan. And it's like, this was just an errant comment that I made because it sounded kind of kooky. So I find it much better if I don't take the stories. I don't listen to him very much. There are albums by Arjen Lucassen that are not this way. If you listen to his solo stuff, Lost in the New Reel is a fantastic album, and then he's got another thing called Guilt Machine.
Is it though? I
really like Lost in the New Reel, but it's almost more prog rock than it is metal, to be totally honest with you. And then there's Guilt Machine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Guilt Machine is also definitely worth a listen.
All right, I got Arion's Theory of Everything Wikipedia page open here.
Oh God!
A plot just to give you a taste. Phase 3 opens as the teacher also notices the change in the prodigy. Well, of course, none of the characters have names, but wonders if something unhealthy is occurring. But he is still determined to help the prodigy. And you know the lyrics are, "I've noticed a change in the prodigy, and I wonder if I should help."
Yes, they basically are. They basically are. But the prodigy is Tommy Karavik, which sets my heart aflutter.
Yes, well, I wonder how much he cost. Because he's just like, all right, here's my budget for session musicians.
He's on everything nowadays. Tommy Karavik. Okay, I got one. I got a band that you like that I know.
I'm hoping it's the one I think it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I have tried harder to like Opeth than I've tried harder to like any other band in my entire life.
You are so wrong. As late as 2008. Anything past that, you're absolutely right. They fucking suck.
I tried so hard to like Opeth, and I think what it boils down to for me is that I listen to death metal for like relentless, like super heavy shit, and Opeth is like masturbatory 8 to 10 minute long death metal pieces, and it's like, this is just not why I'm here. Like,
I'm here a short Opeth song.
I'm here to listen to Immolation talk about how much they hate Christianity for like 3 to 4 minutes, and that's about the tops. I don't think I could go like with just straight up death metal. I can't do it. I tried. Tim had a radio show in college.
I will give you props for trying so hard to get into Opeth.
He had an Opeth episode in college that I intentionally listened to because I was like, I gotta give this a shot.
I played 3 Opeth songs.
That was
the hour.
45 minutes.
Mike tried, but he decided that they were pathetic. Where's my? There it is. There we go.
All right, I'm trying. See, so as far as other things that suck, I know I've ragged them between the Buried in Me a lot, but I'd like to continue if I can. I just don't know what else I can say for such a lackluster, ill-conceived band. I've said there was an Easter egg in a previous episode, and I guess I'll repeat it here for the sake of being official. The problem with Between the Buried and Me is that they're all exceptionally talented musicians. They can write, they can play. They're top of their game. They know how to write any transition that they want between any other style of music. Now, the problem with Between the Buried and Me is, though they're quite capable of doing all this, they never once ask if it's something that they should do. That's the biggest problem. Between the Buried and Me always just goes ahead and says, like, yeah, I want to have throat singing followed by technical death metal. That sounds like that's the right thing to do. Nobody wants that. Nobody. Does the existence of the Who kind of counter this for me? Maybe. But they are quite capable of making things happen musically that, though they work, don't sound pleasing to me. And then there's a bit of Lamb of God effect. Everybody fucking loves Between the Buried and Me. I saw them open for Meshuggah. Bored out of my fucking mind. I think actually one of the things, another thing that irks me about Between the Buried and Me is that if you listen to a single Between the Buried and Me song, there are times when you're like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And then it immediately is like, yeah, now let's demonstrate to you why that's not going to, why your trust in us as a band was misplaced. Here you go.
You reminded me of another band I fucking hate because they fucking suck. Trollfest. Do you know who Trollfest is?
Yeah, did we see them live? Did we open for them?
Unfortunately, God, hey, I have a great idea. Let's dress as bumblebees and have a saxophone, and we're a folk metal band. Oh my god! I hate everything about them. They could be the nicest people on the planet, but I cannot stand them.
They do. I'm looking at pictures of them on Wikipedia, and they look ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, and they got dumb names, Troll Mannon, Mr. Seidel, some guy's real name. It looks like Dr. Leaf, Fabio Grimdrap, Psycho Troll, Lord Bolt. Shut up! Stop! This is like, I think folk metal is serious business. Except other than the occasional drinking song, this type of crap is what cheapens and ruins the whole genre for me. So
it definitely ain't why I listen to it.
I don't care how fun it is. Like, metal isn't fun. It's serious business. That's why we're bitching.
Most of Trollfest's lyrics are written in the fictional Trollsprach, which is a mixture of Norwegian and German.
Shut up. Shut up.
So,
deny their visas. Don't let them back in.
The troll visas.
Shut up.
Your hatred of saxophones.
Yes.
Reminds me.
Listen. Let's talk about this. I don't know why I hate saxophones in metal, but I fucking hate saxophones in metal, with the single exception of the solo in Another Day by Dream Theater. That's all I got. I will suffer through that.
So I saw Isan at one of the death fests, and they were playing the Grave. Is that what it is? But I had never really listened to Isan, so I'm watching him, and I'm like, I really like this song, but there's like this fucking buzzing. Like, what is this buzzing? It must be some weird artifact to the audio system. We're all outside blasting the music. So I go, at home, I listen to it. It's like, oh, that's a saxophone. In metal, it's like when they use the saxophone, for the most part, they're not doing like a soulful line. It's just like, I don't know. It's like Slayer solos on the saxophone. There's no rhyme or reason. It's like almost entirely improvised, and there's no. It's not like they're trying to play a melody.
The saxophone single-handedly ruined Isan for me. I really liked the albums before the saxophone came in, and that, by way of prog power, reminds me how much I hate Hakenhaken. However you say, I fucking hate that band. Oh my god, they're so terrible. I don't know why everyone thinks they're so good. They're not. They're just
easy
a bunch of crap.
Style.
Yeah.
One step back, two steps forward. God damn it.
The best thing they ever did was they were the backing band for Shattered Fortress. When Mike Portnoy played his Alcoholic Suite, which, by the way, if the Shattered Fortress 12-step suite was a Dream Theater album, it would be the worst one. but the best thing Hakenhaken ever did was be his live band when he did that. They did a great job, because you know why? Because they weren't playing their own song.
I contend that the best thing that they ever did was get unceremoniously kicked off stage at Prague Power for taking too long.
I love it.
It wasn't a big. It was one of those things where they were doing a bow, but then there was just like one. There's one tech that came off. It was like, get off the stage. Oh, it was
Haken. I don't even know how to say their name. I hate them so much.
Oh boy. All right. I could talk a little bit about Pit Ninjas. You know what Pit Ninjas?
Fuck yeah, I fucking know it. They fucking suck.
All right. So when I was young, most of my friends were into hardcore, not into death metal.
Right, they weren't true Cavalt. I know that's black metal, they were not. But whatever.
But they were more into the punky side of things. So I would go to hardcore shows with them. I don't hate hardcore. actually. You know, there's some of it's all right. But the hardcore kids mosh real hard, like dangerous. I don't want to. Does that make me a loser? Maybe. I don't mosh at all. It's too scary for me. I blame. But hardcore kids, they just mosh hard, just like people punching each other and shit.
I'm not into moshing either, but you know, it's just that's because I'm lame. I don't know what you are. I'm just lame.
I'm just lame.
If there were an entire audience of me, it would be everyone staring blankly at the musicians and no one reacting in any way. At least during the songs.
So, okay, so as hardcore infiltrated metal and produced metalcore and deathcore, they brought their moshing style with them. Yeah, exactly. So, but then there's like this crossover between the core fans and like old school death metal. So I distinctly recall going to see Obituary and there being pit ninjas. So they're moshing real hard, but that's not the etiquette at a metal show. So it like diffuses a mosh pit.
They're flailing about like idiots.
Yeah. So when people hardcore mosh at metal shows, people just stop moshing. So at this Obituary show, there was a mosh pit going, and then there was a small group of hardcore kids that were trying to do their thing, and it cleared the pit. Like everybody left, and then they're upset because they're like, "I want to mosh, but nobody's moshing." Stop being a fucking dingus.
Yeah. Go in a counterclockwise circle. Hey, I have a question. In the UK,
Yes.
Is it a clockwise circle in a circle pit? They drive on the left.
That's a good question.
Please, one of our British listeners, please at me and let me know. Which way does a circle pit go? Or maybe it's the Coriolis effect, and maybe it goes the opposite way in
Australia.
In Australia, thank you.
There was one other thing I wanted to bring up, and it is completely escaping me at the moment.
Well, I have a feeling we have enough to complain about for another episode.
That's probably true. All right.
Every episode should just be random bitching about stuff. We could spin off of a podcast them down.
This is really just a replacement for therapy. I think this is just it's a bit cathartic. You come in here, you bitch. This is great. It's fantastic.
Ooh, I thought of something to complain about, but I'm gonna save it for next time. Next time
Alrighty.
we complain. We need a series name. So I think everything sucks. Everything sucks with Tim and Mike.
I used to actually, I used to have a website, Mike Hates Everything, where I would try to just complain about shit. So that was
I like it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Facebook really ruined everything because everyone can complain about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Facebook sucks.
You used to take effort to get your shit. Yeah, Facebook is a goddamn dumpster fire.
I think that's a good ending point. Anyway, podcast them down on Facebook, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to Podcast Them Down. You can find Burning Shadows, ISENMOR, and recently vacated Graves on Bandcamp, as well as Facebook, along with Fade to Black Metallica Tribute and Podcast Them Down itself. Until next time, keep it metal. I don't know if the outro sucks as much as the intro, but I really got to fix those on an upcoming episode.